But I get why, because you're doing all these histories of monarchs, and Falstaff doesn't, like, he has a big influence on Prince Hal, who eventually becomes Henry V, but that influence is represented in who Prince Hal is and who Henry V is. You don't need to literally see Falstaff there. He doesn't have a direct effect on the monarchy or on the progression of the crown. So I get why, in a play where you're really just cutting from king to king to king to king to king to king to king, why Falstaff wouldn't be there. And there were a lot of cuts in the production like that. Like, the vast majority of Henry V's warpath in France is just not in this production. They cut directly from him going like, I'm going to go to war at France, to the Dauphin's herald being like, I think you should ransom yourself. No, I'm going to keep going on my war through France. Okay, now it is the eve of the battle where you win. I think you should ransom yourself. No, I'm going to win France. I won France. Instead of, like, any of the battles or any of the warpath in there. It really just cuts from those three beats. Which makes sense. If you're doing the bare minimum, you go to the beginning, the middle, and the end of each arc, and you cut out everything in between.
Right.
Or else you just don't have time.
Yeah.
It was actually funny, during the first major battle, the Hal Hotspur fight, which, by the way, they did so well. The Hal Hotspur competition is so important to me. They got, like, hands down. So it was a cast of 8.
Right.
All 8 of them played a king at some point in the show, but they all also played other roles.
Cool.
And the 2 people playing Hal and Hotspur were hands down the most attractive people in the cast, which is absolutely how that should be.
Nice.
Going into the Hal Hotspur fight, you should be sitting there going like, I have crushes on both of these people, but one of them is gonna die, and I know I'm rooting for the son of the king because it's the son of the king, and I know it's gonna be Henry V, and he's gonna win one of the greatest English victories of all time, a play from now, or a play and a half, 2 plays from now, but oh my god, they're both so cute, I don't want either of them to die, I'm deeply attracted to both of these human beings, oh my god, can't they just make out and everything will be fine?
If only.
That's how it should be, and they absolutely nailed that. But when they got into the fight, what is supposed to be one of the most epic fights in all of Shakespeare, like, in length, it should really only, like, King Macbeth versus Macduff,
right?
And and the fight at the end of Hamlet, because it's like 8 fights in one.
Yeah.
Those are the only fights in all of Shakespeare that should really outclass Hal Hotspur. Hal Hotspur is like the bronze Olympic medal of Shakespearean fights, if that low.
Yeah.
Right? You could make a very solid argument for it being certainly above the Scottish play, and if you do it well, it can even surpass Hamlet, although Hamlet being my favorite play, that's a hard argument to win with me.
Right.
Point being, it's this big, epic fucking fight. Like, if you choreograph a 10-minute fight, you're not out of bounds.
Wow.
Like, 25 seconds, the fight is over.
Oops!
And I start chuckling to myself as I'm realizing they've already cut scenes, they've already cut whole acts. How could I be surprised that the fights were also abridged? This is on me. This is my fault for being surprised by this. That this went by quicker than I was expecting it to.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, so we're on Manon. This is where fucking... Shut the fuck up. This is where Kolto comes from, which is like the thing that makes back to tanks work. So, this is like where all of the fucking healing...
Wait, what?
Apparently. I don't know. This is, at least this is what is in our med packs. I don't know if they've developed back to tank technology yet, but,
What?
Yeah. This is that part of the lore.
I'm gonna go Google this later.
Okay.
Because KOTOR was published in a time where the expanded universe was still cohesive.
Yeah.
Bacta tanks work because of Bacta.
Well, maybe this is before that then.
I am interested to find out why this is a thing and what it is.
Well, I think they want to differentiate between the back to tank and like the med packs. and shit.
So maybe it is just a wholly different thing and doesn't have anything to do with back to text?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I'm still going to look it up. I'm interested. Comment if you looked it up first.
Now, Manan is home to the Selkath, who have a very interesting way of talking.
Beep, 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 beep. Is that?
It's like that. It's like... It's also like that.
The reason I brought up this England is because I want to talk to you specifically about this one.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to you about it in front of our viewership because I feel like all of these people will appreciate it.
Talk.
You have told me before that your favorite play is the Scottish play, correct?
It is, yes.
Your favorite Shakespeare play.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes.
That's
And probably my favorite play. I don't know a lot of plays.
Oh, for real? Oh,
well,
okay. Cool.
I guess...
Legit.
I mean, if musicals were counting as a separate thing, then yeah.
What's your favorite musical?
Oh, it's hard to say. I guess Spamalot, because I'm a plebe. But...
Really?
Yeah. I haven't seen many musicals or plays. I'm not much of a live theater viewer. Huh. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen or read Richard III?
Probably in a very SparkNotesy kind of way for English class.
Okay. So you like have a vague idea of the content of Richard III, but you don't have any like intense emotional memories of it or anything like that. What occurred to me today, and I said to Hadley on the subway, and I'm going to say to you now, that more so than anyone else in history or fiction, Richard III was the greatest well-beloved dub that ever lived.
Nice.
And as I was pursuing this joke that was originally just an excuse to say well-beloved dub, I realized Rick quotes actually work really well for Richard III. And Richard III quotes actually work really well for Rick.
Both named Richard. I assume that Rick is short for Richard.
Now is the winter of our discontent.
Morty.
I don't give a fuck what you think, Jerry.
This is a Selkath talk, by the way.
Yeah, I hate this song.
Yeah.
I can't do it with my voice, though.
Yeah, this is like the... I won't say it's the one noise I can't imitate, but it's the most commonly heard noise that I cannot imitate.
My kingdom for a horse, I need you to turn into a car, Morty.
Yeah. How many... We don't use advanced med packs a lot because fucking Zalbar is that good and everyone else has force heal. So I guess, yeah, I can splurge now. I have a lot of money now. Wow. Neat. Let's buy some plasma grenades just in case. Yeah.
That's how we blow people up.
That's right. Wow, we'd have a lot. I guess I could buy a life support pack. Because I don't want to die just yet. Oh, wait, I don't have life support packs. Fuck it! Alright, we got it. We're good. Thanks, fish guy. Those fish guys were in The Force Awakens. One of them was, at least. He's on Jakku, which means he must have taken a really bad turn somewhere.
Yeah, Jakku doesn't seem like a place where winners go.
Yeah, especially if you are a fish person, because it's a desert.
They seem like they're fine out of water right now.
Yeah. They strike me as like the Aquaman type, though, where it's like they can be out of water, but they should probably be around it just in case. I have some Gizka. Nope. Okay.
Do you know that Robot Chicken sketch where Wonder Woman and Superman prank Aquaman into thinking that they're sitting in the invisible jet? And he tries to jump in and he falls on his ass. They reveal that they were just hovering there and then they fly away laughing at him.
Yeah.
Because everybody shits on Aquaman unless he's Jason Momoa, in which case only Ben Affleck shits on him.
Batman shits on Aquaman. There's a great comic that's like in one of the Batman side series. Ooh, jeez. Where like it's just the one night ever in Gotham where there's like no crime. Like all the crime is taken care of already. Like fucking Robin's got that shit, Batgirl's got that shit. Like, and this was back when I think Cassandra Cain was, god damn it, Batgirl. So like, Batman's just like bored in the Batcave, and he's like checking up on Oracle. He's like, Oracle, you follow that lead I asked you to look up? And she's like, yep, still nothing, Bruce. And he's like, oh, okay. And then like a few pages later, he like calls back and he's like, I'm just thinking, because you check this angle. It's like, I already checked that angle. And he's like, oh, alright then. You know. And then, like, he calls back, and then fucking Nightwing answers, and he's like, we're busy! And he's like, sorry, Dick. And then fucking he calls up Aquaman, and he's like, Aquaman, I have this large chunk of debris that fell in the Batcave last time it was attacked. It's very deep underwater, if you could come get it for me. And then Aquaman's like, sure, okay. And he goes and gets it, and he's like, so how's it going? And he's like, it's fine. You know, just being Batman, just being very silent about it. And then Aquaman, like, lifts it up, and he, like, gets it out of there, and he's like, you know, Bruce, if you want to just, like, hang out and watch a movie or something, you can just say that. He's like, good night, Arthur.